the Seattle Mariners as a whole, and some reasons that they're not just maybe going to get into the playoffs. This team is the real deal. They are legitimate playoff contenders. The Seattle Mariners are for real, and I want to give a few reasons why. The first is who I just mentioned, Julio Rodriguez. Julio Rodriguez is a superstar, an absolute star in the game of baseball. He is the third rookie ever to go 25-25, which means 25 home runs, 25 stolen bases, but the first rookie to ever do it in his debut season. First ever in history. Baseball history, pretty deep, pretty rich history. He also has 5 home runs, 447 average over his last 10 games. I mean, this guy is on a roll. One of 3 AL players aged 21 or younger to do that, along with Ted Williams and Al Kaline. You may have heard of those guys. It's just remarkable. You just watch him play baseball. He looks like a star. Was watching a game the other night. The Mariners had a 6-2 lead in the 9th inning. They blew it. They got down. They looked like they were going to lose the game. Next up, Julio Rodriguez hits a home run to tie the game. He's clutch. He has the makings of a star. You know what? He already is a star. Julio Rodriguez is a superstar. And one of the reasons that the Mariners are legitimate contenders is because of Julio Rodriguez. Another one is because of all the power they have on this team. You look at October baseball. Pitching wins. We know this. So there's not going to be a lot of opportunities to string 5, 6, 7 singles together, and next thing you know, you've scored 2 or 3 runs. You got to hit the ball out of the yard. And a lot of people on this Mariners team can do that. They have multiple guys with over 15 home runs on the team. Obviously multiple, but they have a good bit, okay? Seattle has 4 players that have hit at least 15 home runs this season. That's the 5th most in the American League. 16.2% of their hits this season are home runs. That is the 5th highest percentage in Major League Baseball. So it's important come playoff time to be able to hit for power, and they do that really well. Eugenio Suarez, who hopefully avoided a big injury, and it looks like he'll be able to come back this year. Eugenio Suarez, 31 home runs on the year. Julio Rodriguez, superstar, 27 home runs. Cal Raleigh, 23 home runs. By the way, Cal Raleigh leads all catchers in home runs this year, and he has almost 100 less at-bats than the guys that you'd think and the guys that come to mind. The Will Smiths of the world, the Wilson Contrerases of the world. He has more home runs than these guys and way less at-bats. He has 23 homers on the year. Ty France, 19 home runs. So the power is a big reason for me that they can succeed in the playoffs. Julio Rodriguez, the power that is on this Mariners team. The last point I want to make, the third and final, and this is probably the biggest, their pitching. They have a 3-headed monster at the top of their rotation. Robbie Ray, Luis Castillo, Logan Gilbert. And they're really, really good. They match up well with anybody. Luis Castillo pitches the other day. A quote after the game. It's like he's playing wiffle ball. I mean, he was throwing 99 mile an hour two-seamers the other day. Made Juan Soto look like he didn't know what he was swinging at. He's got the best eye in baseball, probably. So this big 3 matches up well with literally anybody you can throw out there. Yes, Jacob deGrom, Max Scherzer, I hear you. These 2 can shut your team down as well. So their pitching has been great since they acquired Luis Castillo on the trade deadline day. July 30th is when they acquired him. The Mariners have the 5th best starters ERA in all of baseball, 3.30. It doesn't just end there. The bullpen is dominant. Los Bomberos, they're known as. The firefighters. Why? Well, because they put out fires, and they've been doing it all year long. Top 5 team ERA in all of baseball, top 5 in bullpen, 74% conversion rate on saves. That's the 3rd best in baseball. The 365 hits they've allowed this year, that's the 2nd best in baseball. I could go on, but this pitching for the team, the big 3 in the rotation, their bullpen, Julio Rodriguez, the Seattle Mariners are legit. They're not just going to get into the playoffs. They are going to make some noise. That stadium in Seattle is going to make some noise. And do not look at the Seattle Mariners as just a pushover team, because you don't want to face them in the playoffs.
Are you ready for a fun fact?
I love fun facts. I love fun and I love facts. So
Exactly.
I really love fun facts.
The last time that the Mariners were in the playoffs, Julio Rodriguez was just about to turn 1 year old. And he's the reason, and he is helping them, hopefully, end that drought and get back there.
Are you saying that he was born
to
get the Mariners back into the playoffs?
Right?
It really is astonishing when
crazy.
you look at it. The longest playoff drought in American sports, over 20 years.
Yeah.
That's
2001.
wild.
When he was, the last time they were in the
Poor
playoffs.
Mariners fans.
Yikes.
You know?
Yeah.
We used to have a producer on this show, producer Conrad. He was a big Mariners fan, and he found a way to work the Mariners into pretty much every sentence he said. And how happy does he have to be right now?
Oh,
I mean, this is pretty impressive what the Seattle Mariners are doing. They are back, they are for real, and they are a force come playoff time. Thanks for watching. If you love flipping bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.